So here we have our next problem, and we have been like given a quadratic equation, and the solution set for this inequality would be this quadratic inequality. Notice the word quadratic here. This implies that a cannot be 0. Okay, so we have been given that the roots of this quadratic inequality, like the solution set of this quadratic inequality, is 2 to 3. Okay, so we need to find the solution set of this quadratic inequality. So first of all, notice over here that we have been given that this quadratic equation is positive only in a certain interval, in a finite interval. Okay, so from here we can infer that it is a downward opening parabola, because in an upward opening parabola we would be having, if 2 and 3 are roots, then you would be having like this interval in which it is positive, this interval in which it is positive. All right, so that won't be true over here. We have a finite interval over here. Okay, we do not have an infinite interval. So what we can say is that it is a downward opening parabola. Okay, so first thing, this is clear, get it cleared up. Now the second observation is that, can you see that if this equation has like alpha and beta as its roots, if this equation has alpha and beta as its roots, then this equation will have 1 by alpha and 1 by beta as its roots. Can you see that? It may be visible to you. If not, I will tell an alternate approach also, don't worry. Okay, first of all, let us complete the solution using this approach itself. So this equation can be written as, like, since the interval is given, this equation can be written as ax minus 2 x minus 3, right, greater than 0. Since a is negative, I divide by a both sides and the sign changes. Let me write it a bit more neatly. Okay, so we'll be having ax minus 2 times x minus 3 positive, and if we divide by a both sides, the sign will change. Okay, because a is a negative quantity. Okay, so now here also we'll take c out. We know that the roots here are 1 by 2 and 1 by 3. Okay, we know that the roots here are 1 by 2 and 1 by 3. So what we can say is c times x, we can write this expression as c times x minus half x minus 1 by 3 is negative. So how do we comment on the sign of c now? Look over here, that it is really easy. You'll come to know. This is a downward opening parabola, right? On the original one. So you can see that f0, what is f0 over here? F0 is c only, right? So here you can see that c is negative. Okay, so from here itself you can tell the sign of c. So from here what I can tell is, I can tell that I'll be dividing c both sides, so the sign will reverse. Okay, so this thing is greater than 0, and my solution set would be x belongs minus infinity to 1 by 3 union 1 by 2 to infinity. Okay, so it is done, and we'll be having C as a correct option.